This is QB Unfiltered. I'm Coach Keith Simons. It's Flashback Friday. Today, Fireman Ron. I was the head football coach at Santa Rosa Junior College from 1996 through 2012. And I came from a NCAA Division II school in Nebraska out to Northern California. And I only really knew one person out there in the area as far as coaching staff goes when I was putting together my staff when I got hired. I relied a lot on the former SRJC head coach Dave Baldwin, who has been in the Division I game for a number of years now, really a good coach. And he gave me some recommendations on assistant coaches that I needed to look for. He knew what my background was. He knew I wanted to throw the football. And he gave me a great recommendation from my offensive line coach, Al Scott, who was with me for 14 seasons and just recently went into the California Community College Hall of Fame as an assistant coach. But the receiver coach that Dave Baldwin recommended to me was a gentleman named Ron Price. Now, Ron played receiver for Cal State Hayward back in the late 60s, maybe early 70s. And that was a Division II school in a conference that is no longer around in California, sadly. But he was a receiver and was a fireman when I hired him. Now, Ron Price, and I've got to say the late, great Ron Price passed away a few years ago, was a really good friend of mine. And we had a lot of laughs over the years. But Ron was really infuriating to me because he was so laid back and time, like on his watch, he didn't have a lot of, let's say, discipline with time. So I'll get to that in a bit. But two stories about Ron Price, Santa Rosa Junior College. The first one is, this is in the late 90s. We had gone up to Redding, California, up north, about 3.5 hours from Santa Rosa to play Shasta College in a night game. And in those days, the roads to get up to Redding from Santa Rosa, you had to, let's say, take some dicey roads where you're going around, you're driving around some pretty nasty S-turns and curves with nothing off the side of the road except for a guardrail and about 200 feet down to a rocky ravine. And so we were a little nervous coming back from that game. And we started to hit the road to come back from Redding to Santa Rosa at about probably 11 o'clock. And so we've got a bus driver on the offensive bus who is, I would guess, in his mid to late 70s. And there were some turns that we took on some of those sections of the S-turns with the embankment and the guardrail right underneath my window. We took some turns where I swear we were on only the wheels on the right side of the bus. All the wheels on the left side of the bus were off the ground. And so my nerves were a little shot as we pulled into Santa Rosa. Now, when we come off of the main street to come into campus and to pull up in front of the athletic department and the football locker rooms, there was a guard shack that had railings on the right side. The guard shack was on the left. And for cars to go through, it was a tight squeeze. You had to be careful when you went through there. But for a Greyhound bus to go through that space, you really had to be careful. There wasn't any wiggle room on either side of the bus. So, this is the truth. Now, I'm not embellishing this story. This really happened this way. So our bus driver, after a white knuckle drive on the way home, approaches the guard shack, and instead of slowing down to inch through it, he guns it. And I'm in the front seat on the right side of the bus. Ron Price is on the left side of the bus, about 3 rows behind me. The bus driver guns the bus and clips the guard shack, which is made out of wood, glass, and asphalt shingles on the top. Well, he clipped it going about 45 miles an hour, and the guard shack exploded, and a 2x4 came like a javelin through the window where Ron Price was sitting, and it went right past his head and bounced off the seat cushion right behind his head. So that was an interesting trip home from Shasta College. And needless to say, I alerted the athletic director on that following Monday that we would no longer be requiring the services of that bus driver. Okay, let's flash forward now to the main part of this story. As I said, Ron and his watch and him getting to places ahead of time, those two didn't go together. All right. So he was always pushing the envelope as to whether or not he was going to be on time for events. So I always told him, always. Now, I was a stickler for this, players and coaches. If our bus on a road trip was going to leave at a certain time, we were leaving at that time. And I'm like looking at my watch, and when the second hand is on 12, I'm telling the bus driver, we're out. If you're a coach and you're not there, you're staying back. If you're a player and you're not there, you're staying back. I told Ron Price before every away game, I said to him, hey, Ron, is tomorrow going to be the day that I leave you in the parking lot because you push the envelope and show up late? Well, that never happened, but this did happen. Okay, so we're playing City College of San Francisco. And a little context to this. The years that there was about a 5 or 6 year stretch in there where the conference that we played in, the NorCal conference, with City College of San Francisco, College of San Mateo, Butte College, Foothill College, and Santa Rosa JC, was the best football conference in the state of California. It was big time. And us against City College of San Francisco was a really big rivalry and a big game. Big game. Great players on both sides of the ball. So we're playing City College. I can't remember the year, but it was a huge game, big crowd. We played on Saturday afternoons at 1:00 when college football should be played, under the sun. And we're playing at home in our beautiful stadium with the hybrid Bermuda grass, and everything was dialed in, and it was awesome. And Ron usually showed up about 10 seconds before our specialists went on the field for warm-ups, which just used to irritate the hell out of me. But that's what he did. And that was part of who he was. So here we are, City College game. I'm standing outside the locker room. We're ready to go out for specialist pregame, no Ron Price. And I say, okay, we're out. We go out on the field. We go through our stretch. No Ron Price. We go through our early part of warming up, playing catch, throwing individual routes. No Ron Price. And the last thing that we do in pregame warmups is we come together for what we call team going against air, but you got all 11 offensive guys who are running plays against air, and we run maybe about, I don't know, 12 plays, just to get a feel for things and get our blood flowing and all that. Well, this is probably about now 10 minutes before we're going to kick off at 1 o'clock, and we start team no Ron Price. My blood pressure is up here, and I'm pacing, and I'm snarling, and I'm pissed, and I got to focus on what we're doing and what I'm doing and what my offense is doing and what my team's doing. And I know in 10 minutes, we're going to be kicking off to play against City College of San Francisco, who's got one of the best football teams in the country. Now, Ron Price on game day is up in the box on the headsets talking to me. And he's giving me down and distance, because the worst seat in the house to watch football, the worst vantage point to see where the ball is as a coach standing on the field, particularly when the ball is down in the red zone. You can't tell what yard line it's on, and that's important when it comes to play calling. So he was my eyes in the sky up there. And also, we knew going into the game what coverages we were going to see from people. But part of Ron's job description up there was if we were going to see anything, or if we saw anything that we hadn't prepared for from them defensively, coverage-wise, I needed to know that right away. And we needed to get that information to our quarterbacks and receivers, on the field right away. So he had a really, really important job. Like I said, he was my eyes up there in the sky. Okay, so we're just about at the end of the team period now. We're probably about 7 minutes away from kickoff, and there's no Ron Price. And I'm standing there at about the, 48-yard line. And I'm standing behind the offense as they're getting up, ready to snap the ball. This is one of our last couple of plays in team before we come together offensively and defensively, get a break, and we're over to the sideline. National anthem, captain's out, kickoff, here we go. No Ron Price. I'm standing there, and it caught me out of the corner of my eye. I turned to the left, and there's Ron Price. And he's walking into the stadium with his daughter, Ashley, who I'm going to guess she was a freshman in high school. Okay. Ashley has got her arm linked with her dad, his arm. He's in full coaching gear and big, black, nasty, dark sunglasses on. And she's walking him slowly into the stadium, and here he comes across the track, across City College's sideline, and he's walking towards me with Ashley, and I'm looking at him, and I'm going, oh, this isn't going to be good. This is not going to be good. So Ron walks up to me. I now turn the last couple of plays over to my running back coach, and I go, what are you doing, Ron? And he says, well, I just had LASIK surgery this morning on my eyes. I cannot see a thing. I said, okay. Did you ever think about maybe telling me that you were going to do this? And maybe this wasn't the best day or time to have this done? And he goes, I'll never forget this. He goes, don't worry, coach. I'm here for you. Ashley's going to take me up into the box. I'm going to tell her what to tell you. She'll be on the or excuse me, she'll tell me what to tell you. Yeah. She'll tell me what to tell you and I'll relay it to you. She'll be my eyes in the press box and we'll both be your eyes. And I went, are you shitting me? I couldn't believe it. Oh, man. I said, hey, listen, okay, Ron, listen, here's what we're going to do. I said, here's what we're going to do. You and Ashley go up to the box. Just don't get on the headsets and just chill out. And she can tell you what's going on with the action. And so we played the game and I didn't have any communication with the press box and we just coached it on the field there. And I just, that's like, that story goes down in like, that's like one of the first chapters in my book about my great experiences coaching college football. That was Fireman Ron Price and LASIK surgery and having his daughter go up in the booth and help out the Bear Cubs in that football game against City College of San Francisco. Great memories. The late, great Ron Price. This is QB Unfiltered. That's Flashback Friday. And as always, remember to throw the ball short to guys who can score. See ya.